Welcome to the What Is She Even Reading podcast.
I'm Claire, and I love to read.
I'm Jeremy, and I don't.
Join us each week as we read through some of today's most popular books as Jeremy discovers what is she even reading. Hello, and welcome back to What Is She Even Reading? I'm Claire.
I'm Jeremy.
And we're back with Iron Flame.
Finally.
Jeremy's finally, obviously you listened to the last episode, but he's finally finished Fourth Wing just in time to pick up Iron Flame. So excited.
Yep.
I finished Iron Flame 2 days ago, but we will not be talking about that until you get to the end of it, but
yep.
Wow, I'm in shock. So that's all I'll say. But
okay.
This episode will only cover spoilers for chapters 1 through 3. So, I mean, I feel like most of you have probably read it, but if you haven't, save this and then come back and listen. But are you excited to get going on Iron Flame?
I am. Hopefully it's pretty good.
Yeah, the last episode we did our predictions, so we shall see if any of that comes true.
Yeah.
Or if you were terribly wrong.
Yeah.
So,
probably terribly wrong, but that's okay.
Guess we'll see. So, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Chapter 1. Open the book. Which I guess first note with the book. So it's got the standard map. I think it has a few more cities on it, I guess, that are going to show up in this book. But it has a little diagram of how the wings are broken up in the school.
It would have been so nice to have
exactly
because I think I talked about, like, I'm so confused on how this is set up.
Who's who, and it highlights, who's your squad leader, who's the squad executive officer, and all sorts of stuff like that. And it's
would have been very helpful.
Very helpful.
But
which I wonder if they put that in there because people were confused in the first book.
Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway, so chapter 1. Opening quote, that's continuing in this book, is from some public notice that Aricia has been scorched by the dragons. Like, it's done. It opens back up, and basically just is that Brennan is alive and the mythical creatures are real.
Yeah, it opens right back where the book ended.
Pretty much,
Which is nice, because then you're not playing catch-up like sometimes a lot of these books do. So
yeah, I think, and he's like trying to get her to eat something.
Yeah.
Something like that. He's like acting like an older brother should. But she keeps just repeating, Brennan is alive. Like,
well, I mean,
Brennan is
wouldn't
alive.
you?
Another thought.
If
Brennan's
your brother had been dead for 6 years and then
you're
like,
but Taryn's back in her head. So that's good. So, something with that poison must have caused her to lose that connection temporarily. She can't hear Andarna, though, but the bond is there, so I guess she's
But
just
she knows
sleeping.
that the bond is no longer golden.
I thought it was still golden.
No, I think she says the bond from Andarna is still there, but it's not golden anymore.
Maybe I misread.
Well, maybe I misread it, but...
Yeah, I don't know. But she slept through her birthday. It's kind of funny. Then Bodhi brings in a letter for Lieutenant Colonel... I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Asari, maybe?
Okay, that. He gives it to Brennan. And so Violet has the same questions I did. Who is this Asari fella? And then how many people are involved in this revolution thing, etc. He answers the first question pretty quickly of he had to change his last name for obvious reasons. And then he said he climbed the ranks pretty quickly when everyone else kept dying.
Yeah, like, what?
And apparently the fortress they're in is enormous. And she's like in awe at it, how big it is and how nice it is, basically. Apparently it's called Ryerson House because I guess it was Zayden's dad's. And it's never been breached by any army, so it seems like a good place to hide out.
Yeah, it's like carved into a mountain or something.
Yeah. It gets made out of stone because Zayden said stone doesn't burn, which is like, how could they have not known that the dragonfire wouldn't burn the house.
Well, maybe they didn't care. They just felt like they killed everyone.
They scorched the town and didn't.
Yeah.
I guess so. Or I thought, did someone just tell them that it had been burned?
Maybe.
Some extra conspiracy going on in there. And then, Brennan's in this meeting with, I think he called it the Assembly or something. Mm-hmm. And Bodhi and Imogen are listening in, too. Mm-hmm. So she starts listening in.
Yeah, and she gives wild descriptions of these people.
Yeah,
she's not very nice.
No, there's a hawk-nosed old man. There's a petite woman who had some other descriptors. Mm-hmm. And, we kind of pieced together some of their names. Yeah,
one of her descriptions was jowls hanging down like a wildebeest.
I didn't write that one down.
What?
She sees Xaden and gets all hot and heavy as per usual.
Yeah, but she's still mad at him.
She's still very mad at him. But she, doesn't want to be mad at him, but she still wants to be mad at him. She can't help still being all hot for him. But, yeah, the hawk-nosed man is Major Ferris, I think. Mm-hmm. There's the petite woman is Trissa. That's part of the book, just like the first one, where a bunch of random characters get introduced, and you're not quite sure who you're going to have to remember. And then they talk about a Viscount Takaris that they're trying to get a luminary from.
Yeah, because she notes, Viscounts... Yeah, she doesn't know that name, then she's like, we don't have Viscounts in
the Navarian setup structure. But I guess she's just not used to working with outside people, which I guess, these revolution people that's what they're doing, right?
I feel like she's learning that there's more outside than what she's been told, so...
And apparently...
Yeah, what do you think a luminary is?
At this point, I didn't know necessarily. They kept talking about they needed a way to make the weapons, so I figured that's what it was. Something that can make the weapons.
What if Violet can shoot her lightning and be a luminary? That's what I was thinking.
If it's a person? That's a good idea.
I was like, oh, obviously she's going to be the luminary.
Because they talk about... Basgiath has one, and they want to take that one.
But it might not be a person. You don't really
know.
I
was thinking,
an object,
the forge or whatever, to make the weapons. That's what I was thinking. And they were just using some weird name for it. But
when I read it, I thought it was a person. So I was like, well, obviously Violet's going to be able to help them. Blah blah
that's
blah.
A good. Obviously, she's going to do that.
But I'm not confirming nor denying. I'm just saying that's what I thought when I read it.
Yeah, and the Viscount had offered something, but Xaden did not want to consider it.
Yeah, they were kind of upset about that.
Yeah.
That he had, basically thrown this offer. So what do you think it was?
I don't know. That's a good question. But I will find it interesting that Xaden, this guy who's not even out of... Well, I guess he's 2 days away or whatever from being graduated from the college, is, semi-in charge. He's not, in charge, it seems, but he's...
they're in his dad's house.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess being the son of the former boss probably helps. And then Taryn tells her to instruct the humans to bring her up to the valley once the politics are finished. So he's back to being his normal sassy self, basically. They plan to really fight in the next year. She's kind of surprised by that, how quick it is. Another descriptor, there's a man with a silver beard and a woman built like a battle axe.
Yeah, she was not very kind with her descriptions, I would say. But
and then there's another wide-shouldered brunette whose name is Suri. So a bunch of new characters already. And then they talk about until they can supply the drifts, the cadets have to go back.
Yeah, that's basically what they're arguing about, whether they need to stay or go.
Back to Baskai. Yeah. And I was kind of wondering how is that going to work for Violet and the other people from Xaden's team in the war games, which I guess we learn quickly, or will learn soon. And then they finally see Violet and Bodhi and Imogen listening in, which they had the door open. Bodhi and Imogen were saying, it's an open door. Anyone can attend, but then they were still sitting outside. They weren't like
because they were talking about them.
I guess so. And the Surrey lady does not trust Violet.
No, they kind of want to lock her up.
Yeah, they do. Battle Axe notes that she's General Sorrengail's daughter, and Brennan retorts that he's her son, and that Xaden has taken responsibility for her, whatever that means. Does he have another scar for her or something? But she finally gets fed up and says, she is standing right here, and it's kind of like snap, snap, snap.
Yeah.
Gets a little attitude with them. The gray-bearded man, named Felix, says that Dane will try to kill her if she returns to Basgiath, which she basically says, I know, which is interesting. See if he actually does that, I guess. And then the meeting adjourns. Xaden walks off, and she gets some time with Brennan. And that's the end of the chapter. So we kind of learn a bit that, there's other people involved. Obviously, it's kind of semi-organized.
Yeah, more organized probably than you thought.
Yeah. We learn that Xaden's got a nice house. That's the important bits of information. And that there's more than just like her and Xaden as the cadets there. And I guess the rest of the I guess it's the rest, of the team, I suppose. That's the end of the chapter.
Which I feel like they've been there.
Yeah, it does seem like they've been there before.
I think it's just they're unsure about Violet being there, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like they don't care about the other ones because they're all the marked ones, the rebellion kids, so they know that they're fine.
Yeah. So chapter 2 opens up with a quote about the valley above the Ryerson house was the original hatching grounds of the
Dumadin line.
Yeah, which is where Coda and Taryn came from. So, which is interesting.
Coda is Melgren's dragon, right? Okay.
Like there's another, it's kind of the first you're learning that there's another hatching grounds other than the Vale, right? So it opens back where it would stop, basically, with her confronting Brennan, and he's sorry he let her believe that he was dead, and he basically was like, it was the only way.
Yeah.
Somehow he knew she survived threshing, which she was surprised by that, but I feel like Xaden, all these other people who are coming in and out.
Sending letters or coming in and out. Like, it's really that surprising.
Yeah. And this is where I felt like there's a lot of like theories. We talked about several of these in the last episode, I think. I felt like Rebecca just like squashed all of them and kind of confirmed them.
Yeah.
Like Mira doesn't know.
Yeah.
There was a theory that she was in on it.
Yeah.
He says that she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Neolin was Taryn's previous writer, and he died saving.
He did actually
him.
Save Brennan.
Yes.
He just used all of his power.
But then, because it says something like, it doesn't say he died, he like gave up everything or something.
Yeah, so it cost everything.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
But, and then it kind of hints that, I don't know if we talked about this in the last episode, but like, there was a theory that Neolin and Brennan were like a couple. But it hints to that. Violet wonders if he was more than that to Brennan.
I didn't note that.
Yeah. So, that was just like the first of like, as I was reading the first couple chapters, I was like, I feel like she watched all of the fan theories on TikTok and just was like, yes, no, no. Like a lot of them got squashed or.
I will say, this is kind of aside. With like TikTok and whatnot and how prevalent fan theories are, if you don't know how you're gonna like write the next book, you really could just get the fans to write it for you. Not saying she's done
I feel like she's has the ending, but yeah. But some of them,
some of them are a bit
really,
wild, but like,
really outrageous. But yeah.
man, I don't know how to write this book.
Because, I mean, what I did was I finished this book, and then I immediately went to TikTok to, like, be like, what's going to happen? What are people saying as the theories?
Yeah.
But they have other dragons there.
Yep.
And
his dragon's been in the valley with them. Which, I had a question. So did they not try to recover his body when he died?
I guess
not, at the battle?
Obviously, because maybe they couldn't find it. Because I think
that's true. If he ran off, he can't find his body.
Yeah, it says something like hiding them in a network of caves. So, like, they saved the dragons that way, and I wonder if they, like, that's where he hid while they were trying to...
burn the city.
His dragon's name is Marb.
Marb.
I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but he's been keeping watch over Andarna with Taryn Sigel and Xaden when Xaden finally went back out there, because Xaden's been avoiding her since she woke up, I think. He's basically like, I can't stand by while innocent people die.
He couldn't live the lie that Nora was pushing.
And then the Venin are coming city to city, sucking the land dry of magic. So they know there's two types of wyvern. One that produces blue fire and one that is faster and produces green fire. But Brennan didn't know that they were making them. He thought they were hatching them.
Right, which is surprising.
Yeah, like, how do you not know? I mean,
I get, it's
I feel
easy
like that's
to say
very
that
much like
Violet's
being a
point
scribe
of view. Yeah.
and like knowing how.
Yeah.
Because I think she's like, didn't you read the book? Right? But Brennan, they said in the previous meeting that they had a year, but Brennan thinks they only have 6 months.
Yeah.
And then they think that the iron box that Garrick found at Reston was kind of like, was a lure of some sort.
Yeah.
And it said they had to destroy it before they can investigate it. Why?
I guess they didn't want to lure the Nevenin to them.
That's true. But the craftsmanship is Navarian.
Yeah.
So we know something's up with that, right? And this is another thing where they're like, she like squashes a theory. Brennan doesn't think their dad knew about it.
Yeah. I was disappointed.
He kind of wanted him to be kind of on in the revolution, right?
At least a little bit.
Yeah.
They talk about a possible school for the Venom.
Yeah, there's a stage and how they're like teaching each other or something.
So they have their own little best guy.
And they have no wards for Arisha, but it does have a dormant ward stone.
Yeah, which the wards come from a stone. What?
Yeah, the art of creating new wards is a lost magic.
I thought they were just like a magic thing that existed.
Yeah, so Violet's like, ooh, I bet
we can use this thing.
Yeah, and I bet I can find it in the archives. They wouldn't have gotten rid of that.
Yeah.
Brennan's like the only weapons that can win this. I guess Brennan says that weapons are the only thing that can win this war, not like.
Not the archives.
Not wards, not anything like that. But they're trying to find the thing that killed off the Venin 600 years ago. So during the Great War, which I guess we get more into that later, but
yeah,
I don't know. What do you think it was?
A lightning wielder.
She needs to learn how to shield from Dane. That's their big focus for this chapter too.
He also says that they're not attacking Navarre. Right, they're just focused on the Venin and like protecting the innocent people. They're not trying to turn against Navarre.
Yeah.
That's not their focus. And that they need the Luminary to make the special alloy. So again,
that's why
I guess it could be a person.
Is it Violet? Is it Violet?
Yeah.
But
just zap the metal, boom.
Yeah, I don't know. It then jumps to them heading out to the dragons. She sees Andarna, and Andarna is twice the size that she was, like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Taryn tells her she needs to stay calm because she'll respond to her agitation and wake up in a temper. And her scales have gone from gold to black.
Which I had the same thought that Violet did. Is she Terran's? Which I know they already said.
Yeah.
She isn't.
But he basically was like, no, it's not.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. There's
And then
more
she
than
says
one
something
black
like,
dragon.
there's a morning star tail under there.
Which we learn. I don't know if we knew this. Tails are... I wrote it down.
Well, you're
Maybe
looking
I
for that. We also note that Sigale does not like Brennan.
Yeah.
She's like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tails are a matter of choice and need.
What the hell does that mean?
And then they're gold as babies, and they don't know their scale color until they're grown.
Mm-hmm.
So we're learning a little bit more about the dragons.
Yep.
But basically, she has accelerated growth from her energy use from stopping time.
Yeah, so Violet feels all bad for that.
Yeah. So she's an adolescent now, and she needs to go back to the veil to enter the dreamless sleep to finish the growth process.
What is this dreamless sleep?
So basically, she's a teenager.
She's an angsty teen.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yes.
I miss baby Andarna, but angsty teenage Andarna is kind of funny.
She is.
And
Karen.
Violet's like, we got to go back anyways because they're going to kill all the rebellion, like the relic kids if we don't go back.
Yeah.
So, Brennan is convinced that their mom will kill Violet, and Violet's like, no, she's not going to kill me. Like, you don't know how she was after you died. Like, she's not going to kill me. Mason, these new characters that we didn't get names for last book. Mason, Aya, and
Sierran? I don't know.
They also don't think that Violet's mom had to do anything with the war games.
Yeah, they back her up saying that her mom was... Like, she wasn't there when the missives or the...
Yeah, so they all think it was Dane's dad.
Yeah.
So they set up a vote, and everyone votes yes to go back, except for Xaden and Brennan. But Xaden's like, I think I can get Dane to never lay a hand on her again by, like, going for his pride.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. Andarna wakes up. She's all stumbly.
She's basically like a lanky, gangly teenager who had a growth spurt.
She tells Violet she can never stop time. And she just kind of stares at Violet to see if, like, she's going to be mad. And Violet's like, it's okay. Like, we knew that was going to end. So I guess she passed that test. She doesn't... I think they're going to try to hook her up to fly back to...
Because, like, only one wing extends
one
fully.
wing.
So, like, is one of them still small? Or is it just...
I think it just didn't fully extend.
Yeah. Okay.
But she's all grumpy about that. She does not want to be hooked up. I mean, it's so angsty teenager.
Like, Mom, you're embarrassing me.
And Xaden's like, I have a plan to get back, but we have to be back in 48 hours.
Yeah.
So...
Because of graduation.
Yep. So he's basically like, hurry up with her harness thing because we got to go.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that chapter.
So, a question. So is Violet going to get a second power from Andarna?
I don't know. What do you think?
Supposedly the lightning one is channeled through Terran. She had the stopping time, but that was Andarna's gift or whatever. So it worked slightly differently.
Yeah. Do you think she'll get a second signet?
I hope she does, because that'd be cool.
What do you think it will be?
No clue, but time travel for all those TikTok theories. No, I don't think it's time travel. I don't know, something else cool. Whatever you need to do to be a luminary. And then I was, what's going to happen basically when they go back / after graduation?
Yeah, because in the last episode, you were like, oh, they're definitely not going back.
Yeah, I was like, no way they're going back to that place.
And then in the second chapter...
we have to go back.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I was not. So yeah, especially because, Xaden's supposedly graduating. Like, are they going to... Surely, are they actually just going to be like, okay, send you off to wherever, station at some post? I don't believe that's going to happen. Anyway, so chapter 3. The opening quote is a guide to the Riders Quadrant about graduation being anticlimactic. And that like the infantry or whatever had a party.
Yeah.
So, but we learned about the first 6 riders who approached the dragons over 600 years ago. And those dragons formed the first Empyrean and bonded to save their own hatching grounds from the venom. So it's kind of like the humans wanted to protect themselves. The dragons wanted to protect themselves, so they bonded with each other. She gets a little passive-aggressive with Taryn because he had, hid things from her. And she said, I never thought to hide anything from you.
Yeah.
Kind of giving him some attitude. And Darna, in angsty teen fashion, is pretty sassy with Taryn now, which is funny. Violet's still all mad at Xaden for keeping secrets, but she really wants him again. Cannot help herself. She asks if the movement has any scribes they can trust. He says no. And then she stops him from telling her more until she can protect herself from Dane, which is smart. She's like, I don't need to know anything else in case that fool touches my face.
Yeah.
Xaden says he might just throw Dane off the parapet, which is funny. And I was thinking here I was thinking, all right, we're definitely going to get into Violet's second year. Right? It's just going to go right into the next year of school. And I was like, Dane's going to be wing leader, I bet.
You think so?
Why wouldn't they make him wing leader?
You think that complicates things?
If he's wing leader? Well, yeah, obviously. They enter the tunnel to the quadrant. It was like an 18-hour flight or something like that.
Yeah, they're trying to get Andarna back into the Veil before others see her.
Yeah. I think they're trying to all get their dragons back before anyone sees them, but Andarna especially. Apparently,
which I don't know. Oh, because of they don't want to like ruin the secret of like baby dragons.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That, and they probably don't want to ruin the secret that now she's big.
Yeah.
Right? She's accelerating her growth. Cause some alarm bells to go off in people's heads. Like, what happened to cause that? So they enter the tunnel of the quadrant. They see some people from Second Wing or something. Apparently they won the war games. Not that they. We really care. Who cares?
Who cares?
Like, not that no one cares. Violet and Xaden go into Liam's room. She's looking for something like, frantically. It's like they all kind of like split up. It's like Xaden had given them tasks to do or something.
Yeah.
But we didn't
know what it is. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure I didn't miss that somehow. She finally finds a stack of letters under his mattress. Then she sees Rhiannon and Riddick. Rhiannon thought she was dead, so they're all happy to see each other. She gets Rhiannon to hide the letters, and she figures out that Liam's dead, and she's all sad. Xaden tells her that she's going to have to be selective with the truth.
Yeah, but she's already struggling with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did with her. He didn't lie, he just...
Didn't tell her everything.
Yeah. And so Xaden has known about Brennan since his supposed death. Which I guess he would have been, like 17 or something. And she's shocked when he doesn't avoid the question. Because previously he would have dodged the question or whatever.
Yeah.
So he still feels bad, says it cost me you. Okay, he kind of means it, hopefully. Says he'll tell her everything about him.
Yeah.
But not necessarily everything else.
Which she gets all mad.
All mad about that.
Because she's like, no, you promised me. And he's like, I said I would tell you everything about me.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is going to happen with that?
I don't know. She just needs to form the question so that everything is about him. And so she demands full disclosure. Kind of gives him a ultimatum. It's full honesty or I'm going to unfall for you. And he basically says, good luck with that. I already tried.
Yeah.
And then they get interrupted because they had like gone and hid behind a pillar or something. Whatever. She whispers her classic, I will not die today after Bodhi comes and interrupts. Says they have to go to formation now. They walk into the sunlight as Captain Fitzgibbons reads, Garrick Tavis and Zayden Ryerson from the death roll. Then everyone turns and looks at them.
Well, because Zayden says, well, this is awkward.
Oh, I didn't know he said that out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he just said
I think it was
quietly.
like supposed to be a funny one-liner.
Oh,
well, this is awkward.
And then everyone heard, what?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense. And that was the end of the chapter.
Yeah, it was kind of a short...
Not much happened.
No.
Too much. I mean, little details, but
yeah.
You don't need to go through every minute detail of the
Yeah, so
chapter.
what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I kind of wanted to keep reading at the time because it's sort of
it was a cliffhanger,
a little bit
for
of
sure.
a cliffhanger of what's going to happen. It seems weird that they're just going to be like, oh, okay, you're alive. All right, you're graduated. Here's your diploma. I'm assuming they get a diploma or whatever. All right, Violet, year 2. It just seems weird that that's what's going to happen. I don't believe it's going to happen that way.
You think it'll be more of a fight?
I don't know if it'll be a fight.
Or they're going to try to kill them?
Who's going to try to kill who?
Like, do you think the not management, but like... Leadership is going to try to kill them in the next chapter?
Maybe not the next chapter.
You don't think it's as easy as just like show them back up, basically?
No, it can't be. I think they're going to be interrogated or something. But I guess I'll see.
Are you excited?
I am. So you kept getting all stressed about this damn book. So
This book did stress me out. It's a good book. It toys with your emotions, which a lot of books don't. But I was like, at times I had to stop reading because I was like, I can't. I'm so mad. I'm so stressed. I will say, last night, I finished it 2 nights ago, and then as soon as I finished it, I had like anxiety dreams. Like I kept thinking about this stupid book. It kept me up all night. But you have a long ways to go until you're finished. So I guess this is a poll for the audience. Would you rather us do like Fourth Wing and do short sections of chapters so it'll take a longer amount of time to get through the book, or larger chunks so we'll go through the book faster? Let us know. We're kind of like, right now Jeremy wouldn't finish reading this until February, which seems like a long ways away.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll just keep it the same. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'll put a little poll down at the bottom of if you're listening on Spotify, you can answer the poll. Let us know. But yeah, I'm excited for you to get into it. I think you'll like it. Some people love this book. Some people haven't loved it as much, but I think it's a good book. I think it's got enough action and like twists and turns that you don't see coming. So, yeah, I think some people get all hung up on like her writing style, which I'm like, I just want some entertainment.
Yeah.
And did you see? Well, you probably didn't. There already talks of a TV show.
I think you told me something about that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So
yeah.
I don't know if they'll do it justice or not, though. That's my only, complaint.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think a TV show would be better than a movie, though.
Yeah, you can get more into it. Yeah.
Game of Thrones type of deal.
Yeah. So, well, are you excited?
I am.
You're going to go read after this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next episode, we're doing chapters 4 through 8. So a little bit of a longer chunk, but we'll get it moving a little bit. So get some more information. This was kind of like
it was less
what you missed on the last episode of Fourth Wing,
basically.
But also, you did get some new information.
It was just kind of some information. It wasn't thrown right in the action Fourth Wing.
Yeah. So I think the next little section of chapters will be good. So,
yeah.
You got anything else to add?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Just excited?
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, go follow us on Instagram at What Is She Even Reading? Leave us a review, please. Be our first review. Help us out. We're excited to get into Iron Flame. And yeah, so we'll see y'all next week with chapters 4 through 8. And yeah, bye.
Bye.